Hi, everyone. I hope you've had a lovely entry into the new year. And yeah, you got to see friends and family, and you're nice and relaxed and possibly ready for the new year. So, in our northern hemisphere, I put a background there that looked kind of stark and white, no leaves. That's the way we're experiencing our winter here. Of course, it's cold too. So I'm going to look at what do we need to do to take care of ourselves for the next week. Um, let's see. I don't know what's going on with people. Let's see. Comfort zone. All right. So you might be escaping into your comfort zone, which is just about fine for this week, right? Then it says avoidance. This looks like the same cards we had for uh, New Year's Eve. I don't know if it was exactly the same. Let's pull another one because this is the avoidance card. So you might want to avoid being too hectic or overdoing things. I want to see what the next card is to see if that's the correct intuitive. Yeah, fulfillment. Okay, so it would be avoiding those things that could be excessive and finding fulfillment maybe in the subtler things in life, the easier things in life, the simpler things, simpler, not easier. Though it is um, wish fulfillment as well. So looking at, what is the wish that you have that you'd like to manifest, which means it would be a good idea if you go back to the New Year's reading and New Year's Eve reading and see, what am I avoiding? I know it was mostly for practitioners and lovers, but you could also look at that as um, actually, I'm making a mistake. If you look at the World Energy Healing session, you might find some of those opportunities that uh, need to be brought in through having less activity, less. Um, Maybe you might even think you don't have opportunity. So your wishes, if we do this as a prediction only, then your wishes could be fulfilled. But with comfort zone and avoidance coming beforehand, it's like, well, look at that and go, maybe you've been avoiding asking for what you want. This would be a great time to ask for what you want. Um, we're we're in the pretty much the full moon. I'm gonna need to check this. Where are we with our moon? Sorry, I'm going to let's check on the phone. What's going on with our moon phases? Sorry, but this is look at January 3rd. So we were obviously in the new moon phase, and so we'll still be waxing from the 3rd. So when's the next full moon? Next full moon shouldn't be too far away. Is January 13th. Okay. So Yeah, we got a little bit of time, but I was just checking to see more specifically. So January 13th, we're going to get the full moon. So still, uh, when we did the New Year's reading and looking at what we could attract or what we need to look into within ourselves, whether we've, avoided qualities that we have or whether we've um, kind of pushed to the side those qualities. Remember, this is not going to be in the tarot reading. This is more the world healing session if you're following those as well. It might be fun just to follow those as well, and you'll be able to, have the integration of healing with. Of course, I believe very strongly that when we do tarot readings and we're able to access something that gives us a breakthrough, we're going to find that healing as well. So, with a double communication, New Year's Eve and this reading, where comfort zone came up and avoidance came up, but then we have a very different card, which is fulfillment. So, to me, it's saying that whatever when you stay in your comfort zone and when you avoid things, then you may not have your wishes fulfilled. Now, that's not 100% true. I remember, oh gosh, in the 70s, my mom was, saying, "Oh, I'd like to meet someone. I'd like to have a man in my life." And her best friend at the time said, "You can't just stay at home and meet someone. You have to go out and you know get involved in communities or go on dates or meet different people." And I thought, we had been doing all this work on manifesting, and I thought, well, that doesn't make any sense. If I can manifest something, well, why wouldn't I be able to attract it just living my daily life and not actually doing something? Now, I don't recommend what I'm about to say. It was just a curiosity I had. Why can't we just attract what we need just by asking for it? I think we can. Of course, you do want to be taking up the opportunities. It's that joke that um, this guy is drowning in a river, and he says, "Please, God, God, save me." And a branch appears in the river, and he doesn't grab the branch. Somebody else, "Grab the branch." He goes, "No, no, no, God's going to save me." And then, a few feet later, someone's in a boat and says, "Come, jump on the boat, get on the boat." And he says, "No, no, 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 God's going to save me." Finally, he's about to go over the waterfall, and a helicopter comes, and they say, "Get on the helicopter." He goes, "No, no, no, God's going to save me." And of course, he falls off the edge of the waterfall and ends up dying, goes to heaven, and he says to God, "Why didn't you save me?" God says, "Well, I sent you a branch, then I sent you a boat, and then I sent you a helicopter. What else did you want me to do?" So it's the same kind of dynamic I'm suggesting here, or also the cards are suggesting. Yes, I can ask and attract what I want, but I also need to seize those opportunities. That means, let's say you've asked to meet someone and you go to the grocery store and some man talks to you. Well, you should speak back. Doesn't mean you have to go with him anywhere or do anything like that. I'm not recommending that. But it opens up your energies to say, I'm communicative with people. Even if it's someone you're not interested in or whatever, you're telling the universe, hey, now you don't want to be going on dates with someone you're interested in, because it tells the universe, hey, close that door. I don't need to meet anyone else. So, it's a tricky business, but if you think about it logically and sensibly, you'll be able to take the opportunities in the appropriate way. It requires common sense. It requires an understanding of, if I, it's not just my wish, but my actions also tell the universe what I'm doing. So if I start, a lot of people say, why am I want to meet someone who's available to, get married and have a relationship, but they're dating someone. They go, well, this person I'm dating, neither of us are serious. It's just for companionship, and we're we're both seeking that partner we want to be with. And I go, well, the universe is going to see you with someone and you're stable with that person. That's all that you want. So it's kind of looking out um, in that way, in a very sensible, logical, and common sense way. Um, yeah. So a lot of people just say, well, um, if you accept invitations from men you don't like or women you don't like, you're telling the universe, I accept these people. So it's not just what you say, it's what you do. It's really that congruency within what you desire, your actions. We require that. That means you're not in self betrayal and you're not in a position where you would deceive yourself or someone else, because it could be very deceptive as well. So that's where the comfort zone and avoidance are really important. You can't just be in your comfort zone while saying you want something more. That is completely incoherent. The body mind doesn't understand it, nor does the universe. When you are straight up going in one direction, most of my life, I was always very congruent when it came to what I wanted to do work wise. And recently I've been doing other things, like I get on doing these videos, and I'm not yet fully embodied in these videos because I'm still working, and I'm not sure exactly um, what this is all about. It's kind of a curiosity. Where can it go? How can I figure out what to say and when to say it? And um, what do people want to know? I still haven't really hit that sweet spot. There are people who like to listen to what I'm saying. Some people really enjoy it. They love it. But I have just a little bit of engagement. So one of the things I'll say is I'm not 100% sure about what this is all about, what I can say, what I can't say. I do some things and I get canceled and I go, what got me, or one of my videos canceled, and I go, what did I say? I might have said one word that's out of place, or I'm still not familiar with everything. So yeah, so I just keep looking into it and having fun. So that's kind of a good way to assess that. If I was fully engaged in what I'm doing, I think there would be a lot more consistent engagement. As I understand more and more what I'm doing here, and I have a little bit more common sense when it comes to how I make these videos and put them out there. Oh, every so often I get a little bit more engagement, a little bit more engagement. I'm using myself as a personal example, but I can tell you, a lot of women will and it's usually women, men. It's interesting the difference between men and women. Women are always making this sort of list of what they want from a man. They want to know if he is worth my time, or am I wasting my time, which is just an awful statement if you think about it. Is this human being a waste of my time? Is this person, have the value that I need? It's a very weird way to assess. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not talking about lowering the bar on who you are, whoever you are. You want to meet the person on that level. Energetically, you should be able to do that. But when you get a lot of confusing ideas, then what starts to happen is you can't meet that wish. It's going to be the same with a job. It's going to be the same with, um, your work, your home, whatever you do. It's going to be exactly the same. But when you have congruency, when you're consistently going in a particular direction, you know what you're doing, and that includes learning something new. When you're learning something new, like I am learning, I've been doing this for a while, but everything is still very, very new. Um, so when that is occurring, then I understand. Well, it's not going to, you know, completely flourish. Another thing is I don't even know what my wish is. Yeah, I, I've had moments where I go, oh, I'd like blank, blank, blank followers, and my whole brain goes blank. I have no idea how many I want. It's almost like, oh, I'd like to build it gradually and slowly and see what people need and have this engagement. I've always been a one-on-one person, so it is kind of odd to have many, many people and then students, one thing, but just talking like this is a different thing. So I'm just showing you how I would not um, be necessarily, I am congruent in what is happening is congruent, but let's say I wanted something bigger, then my way of being and my actions would not be congruent. So it's the same with guys and gals. Now I was talking about the difference between men and women. Women tend to make the list. Men usually are, does she trust me, and is she trustworthy? Right? Is she going to be trustworthy? I find that such a fascinating. I mean, that is the most simplistic thing I could say, because women need. Um, well, women want that trust as well, but um, we need to hear that we're loved, and men need to know they are trusted. If we don't trust them, it's very, very painful. A very painful experience. You can test that out, test that theory out. But trust is super important to men, that we trust them, that we can lean on them, that we can rely on them. So, I think that's going to be the same with different types of couples as well. Um, I want my partner in my masculine to trust me, but more than that, I want him to love me. I want him to tell me he loves me. Is way more important than trust. But for men, it's trust. You can say you love them, but if you don't trust them, wow, things break down. Um, yeah. So that's something to think about when you're trying to manifest your wishes. So it's knowing what the wish is, knowing that you are capable of managing whatever comes so that you can have your wish fulfilled. And I've given you my example of, hey, wait a minute, I don't know what my wish is here. And I don't even know what I could manage. So I'm going step by step and taking little bites, no matter how long it takes. I'm a patient person to see wherever that adventure is going to go, and that is really important. It didn't come up here, but the temperance card is hugely important for us. It works with synchronicity and patience. So when we're when synchronicity is, obviously everything is in its correct place in the universe. So we have to um, be patient, or walk in that middle road, knowing whatever is going to come, whatever wish is going to come to us, it will come, but it can't come before it's time. So let's say you want a job at a particular company, and it's a particular job, but someone's in that job. You can't just say, I want that job, I want that job. It would be karmically terrible to get that job, because you might be pushing that individual out. You want to wait till that job comes available, and the person that's in that job finds their job. Now, if you're wishing for a job that this person is never going to leave, you've also got to make sure you're looking at your opportunities. So hopefully that came together nicely for you to understand a little bit more about manifesting. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful, we're a few days into the new year, but have a wonderful new year. And looking forward to answering questions and doing more videos as we go along through this 2025.